YouTube, what's going on? So lately, I've been getting some pretty good traction on the old channel. And when I say traction, I mean we are popping up in people's suggested feeds, recommendations, embedded videos on Facebook are going crazy viral. So when I say success and traffic, that's what I'm referring to. And some people in the Discord have been asking, some tips and tricks about, you know, how to upload your content to YouTube, how to get found in the algorithm, and all these kinds of things. So what I want to do is make a video that's going to focus on basically what I've been doing. In no way, shape, or form am I a big creator or an influential person at all. I'm very small. I'm very minuscule. I'm just a little grain of sand in the whole world here. But for the few hours a week I can put into content, I've been getting some good results. So if you are new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe, like the video, and we'll get into it. First things first, what we're going to do is talk about, the biggest hurdles that a lot of people get when they're trying to, grow their channel or at least get to monetization. Because I mean, YouTube's worst part about their platform, especially if you're trying to stream on YouTube, like I've been trying to do, so it's the requirements. 4,000 hours watched, 1,000 subscribers. That's insane. Come on, YouTube, cut the watch hours in half. That'd be really good. So really, when you're looking at doing this, there's two ways you can do it. One, you can go full-time on YouTube, stream on that, or you can go on Twitch, record locally, or export your videos to YouTube. We'll talk about both, as the pros and cons of each, and we can kind of get going from there. So really, what are the first things you need if you're going to start uploading to YouTube and you're going to be making a whole big push towards being a YouTuber? First things first, you need to get your account verified. What's that mean? When you sign up for your account, you get your phone number verified, and basically all that means is you can now upload clips or videos longer than 15 minutes, up to I think like 12 hours or something like that, like 250 gigs upload, something crazy like that. So I mean, that's kind of the first thing here. And let me look at my notes here. Okay. And what we're going to be going through are a lot of the basics, early, we're going to talk about thumbnails, titles, all that kind of stuff. Everybody knows that you need good ones of those. And then what we're going to start getting into are, the real nitty gritty things that really help you with the algorithm, because the algorithm is the mountain that you need to climb to make sure that people who've never seen your videos find your videos. And, that's what got me from 500 subscribers from, what was it? I don't know, about a year and a half ago. It's over 2,000 now. And, what I'm going to show you here is very sharply focused on trying to beat the algorithm, because I uploaded a test video this afternoon from a stream that I did on Twitch, twitch.tv/FargoBrady. And I wanted to see if I could really beat the algorithm, which I did, and beat the algorithm in quotes. But I'll show you how that, why it worked, how it worked, and we'll kind of get going from there. So really what we're going to start talking about are thumbnails. Obviously, number one thing that anybody sees, a good flashy thumbnail. So what are the keys to a good one? Not a whole lot of text, a picture of, something that's pretty accurate to what you're doing. So if I'm playing Elden Ring, just go on Google search, make sure you don't grab a copyrighted image, and just copy paste the thumbnail with an Elden Ring, and maybe just like a couple of words text, like, live now, or, this boss was crazy, something like that. You can't be too wordy, otherwise, it really starts to overcomplicate your thumbnail and everything. So what I really try and focus on is, using 2 to 3 words maybe. I've really figured things out when it comes to the thumbnail game. I did hire for my going live thumbnails because, like I said, I've been bouncing between, Twitch and YouTube live streaming, and I've kind of been, mix matching everything. I did pay somebody for a handful of live thumbnails, which are very hard to do. I mean, if you have Streamlabs Prime, you can create your own, we'll say semi-quality thumbnails. They're not as good as, paying somebody, $10, $20 for a thumbnail would be off of like, Fiverr or something like that. But it does get you something better than, just copy pasting or having a blank image. So that's probably my number one thing is, if you can and have the means to get maybe a couple of baseline thumbnails that maybe you can edit here and there, with like some text or something, do that. Invest in that, because that can, really jumpstart things from a view standpoint that maybe you couldn't have gotten otherwise with like a Streamlabs thumbnail or something like that. Next is going to be titles. Obviously, you need something good. If you're live streaming on YouTube, I usually recommend, going to like Doc or Tim or Courage and getting like that red circle and doing like the live thing, because then you can do live, pipe, title of the stream, and then go from there. Because the title itself, other than a couple of our things we'll get into, is one of the most important things when it comes to the base SEO of a YouTube stream or a YouTube video. Because what you're going to need to do is describe the video in the most compact terms as possible. So when I say that, I'm talking about usually have the game in the title and have a brief description on why they should tune in. Like, I beat, I don't know, Menalia, whatever her name is, in Elden Ring. I beat the red-haired lady in Elden Ring. Something like that. Obviously you need something catchy to go along with that. But combining a well-placed thumbnail with a title, obviously that's the most obvious thing for anybody to know. The next thing I would probably talk about more than anything are going to be the hashtags, descriptions, and like how to list it. So okay, here we go. Probably the most important thing that you can do from an SEO, so trying to get found in the algorithm perspective, is by utilizing the hashtags that you can do. Those basically are the most important things for the algorithm to help find your video or place you in the right category. So, if I'm playing Elden Ring, at the bottom of my description, when I do everything, it's gonna be hashtag Elden Ring, hashtag Elden_ring, because now they've actually done something that's kind of like Instagram, where if you do hashtag and start typing, it'll show you the most popular hashtag for what you started to type. And the reason that that's the most important thing is because that directly ties the search terms of what somebody's searching in YouTube or Google if they want to search like Elden Ring gameplay. Okay, great. So if you go hashtag Elden Ring, you'll be able to get found on that page a lot easier. Also, this is something that I didn't even think about for quite a long time. If you use Streamlabs like I do, and you hit go live on YouTube or you upload a video to YouTube, you need to basically go in after you've gone live and put the game that you're playing on. The reason that that's important, obviously, is because then it puts you in the category and puts you in the algorithm for that game. So, if you're playing Rocket League, Elden Ring, Call of Duty, whatever it's going to be, you need to actually have that game that you're playing in said video. This is extremely important when it comes to going live. So if you are going to be a YouTube streamer, you actually need to reopen your dashboard and put the game that you are playing in there, because then people can actually find your live stream. I'll post an example right here of a stream where I did put Hearthstone in the game description, and where a stream where I did not put Hearthstone in the game description. So you can kind of see the difference there. And that's really going to be a lot more user-friendly when they're trying to find you, because just like Twitch, the entire reason that you would go and put your game in the title is so somebody can just click the category or the game title itself and then find all the streamers and the videos listed there. So if you don't have a game title listed, you're not even in that category. So make sure you're doing that part. Okay, so descriptions. Basically what I always do with the description are, just like the hashtags and the titles, put the name of the game in there, put something specific that somebody might be searching for. Because probably one of my best videos that I've done lately was a Destiny 2 video where I was like, is the Crimson the best hand cannon or something like that? And when I was putting in all my tags and terms and search and my descriptions and everything, it really, when I looked at the analytics for it, that is what won that video over. If I'm gonna take a quick peek at, excuse me, if I'm gonna take a quick peek at what that has done so far, we're about 3,500 views. So, I really think that when you can nail the title and the hashtags and the description, and you can really, make sure you are pushed to the suggested content. So, I'll show you, I've kind of shown a couple of things here on how to get in the suggested feeds. because that is the most important way for people to find your content. And I can share this to all my friends and family on Facebook and a couple people on Twitter. And hey, you know what? I'll get 100 views, maybe, and that's with me watching it 20 times myself. But if you're trying to grow on YouTube, this is obviously what you have to do. So when we're looking at the hashtags and the descriptions, do those. Find the 3 most potent ones for what you're playing. So if you're playing Elden Ring, probably Elden Ring, or then Elden Ring gameplay, Elden Ring stream, something like that is going to be what works best for you. Let's see here. Okay, so tags. Tags are another one that you need to do, especially if you are live streaming on YouTube. You can't do that from Streamlabs. You can't, hit go live and that doesn't ask you for all the tags. You have to go back into the editor. So what I recommend doing is having a very good, we'll say starting screen for about 2 minutes. Have a good quality, like copyright free song that you can play for about 2 minutes. Go in, do your hashtags, your descriptions, your all your tags, anything that you could think of, just because it, you don't want to be doing that while you're on stream. I've done that. It's boring. And I've seen people drop off. I understand why, I get it. But, when you're doing the tags, definitely, the name of the game and anything people might search for that. So if you're playing, I'm just going to keep using Elden Ring because this is my example video that I have here. If you're playing Elden Ring, do like Elden Ring space, do like the last boss, do walkthrough, dungeons, do like the most searched weapons, do the most powerful weapons, but then also in your tags do other like big name creators that are doing the same kind of gaming content as you, because hopefully they watch if you're doing like Call of Duty, if you have Tim the Tatman in your tag and you have, some of these similar things that line up, it's probably not going to happen. But the entire goal here is to have like these bigger creators go to your videos on the recommended. A lot of time they have their own systems for that, but you might get lucky. But that's what I'm going for here is, if people are searching Tim the Tatman, Nick Mercs, Cloaksy, Courage, Ninja for Fortnite or something like that, eventually they might stumble across one of your videos in their browse or suggested videos or their up next videos, just because you've been using those tags and everything so correctly. Another one, point to socials. Obviously, if you're uploading to YouTube and you're a Twitch streamer, you have to do a point to Twitch in your description. You should never have an empty description, where it's just like your Twitter, your Instagram, and your Facebook or whatever you're doing. You need to have the description. You need to have your Twitch. You need to have all your socials, but then down at the bottom, have those hashtags that we've been talking about. So those are probably the most key things that you need to focus on when you're actually doing this. Excuse me. So what are some of the ways that you can upload to YouTube from Twitch? One, if you're like me and you have a dual PC setup, you can record locally and upgrade and upload directly. That's going to give you like the highest, we'll say highest fidelity, highest resolution. If you have your YouTube account linked to your Twitch account, you can actually export from your video producer options. And then that I'm not sure if it sends 1080 or 720, but that is another quick way. If you don't have the hard drive or the bandwidth to actually do that yourself, that's a really good way to get over to YouTube as well. And then while it's processing and loading, that's when you can do your thumbnails, your hashtags, your descriptions, all that kind of fun stuff. And another reason I keep saying export to YouTube is, the video that I've been talking about this whole time. I'll post, a couple of screenshots here of why I did this. So this morning I streamed a little bit of Elden Ring, and then I posted it unlisted, unsubscriber notification, whatever you want to say. Basically, I put it up and nobody knew about it, and it still has a bunch of views. It is still suggested content across the board. So when I say, I think I figured out the algorithm, I really do mean it, because this thing had just a thumbnail, had just a title, the hashtags, description, tags, and it was not shared to my subscriber feed or notifications to any subscribers. So this has really been popping up on people's either play next, suggested, or browse features. So there you go. That's my kind of proof that I know what I'm doing here. So when you're talking about, do you want to do like a VOD, on subscriber feeds or not? Really, that's up to you. So a lot of people just, their main Twitch and their going to you. They're just posting things on YouTube for ad revenue or just to help get found a little bit more. Obviously, if you're trying to get noticed, TikTok is probably the most viral way to get noticed. Just has the most impact. It's the cheapest, whatever you want to say. And really, that is probably the best way to actually get found. If you can break through the YouTube algorithm, awesome. I'm glad you did it. But a lot of the time, people go viral on TikTok a lot more than they go viral on YouTube nowadays, just because that is just so many quick eyes. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Awesome. 44,000 views. You're golden. That might have got you like 100 or 1,000 YouTube subscribers right there. So if you're looking to go viral, obviously use TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. I've tried it. It's okay. But, I would definitely recommend basing off the other two. And what metrics, should you be watching? What metrics are important? So when you're looking at your videos, obviously, if you're getting a subscriber, that's going to be an important one. Watch time is the other one if you're trying to get monetized on YouTube. So when you're looking at, was my video successful? Obviously the couple of things that you need to look for, watch through time. Were you interesting in the first couple of minutes? I mean, I think Tim the Tatman, I heard him say on his stream, 12 to 15 minutes for like a whole Call of Duty video. That's amazing for him. So you shouldn't be, upset if you have like 5 to 10 minutes or anything like that. Some of my videos, 2 minutes. And that could be because I had one person watch the entire stream, but then I had 20 people bounce off in the first minute. It happens. That's what this whole game is. So when you're really looking at watch time, is it low? Okay, well, maybe do like an intro, do a hook, do something like that. If your impressions are low, that just means that you're not getting found in the algorithm. So, that could be where you need to do more hashtags, tags, and descriptions. If your click-through rate is not that great, well, then, that rhymes. Then you need to work on better thumbnails. So you could really, that's why I said kind of maybe invest in a couple of base thumbnails that you could kind of edit depending on what the content of the video is. And really, those are my key things that I've been doing because, like I said, I put maybe a few hours a week into this, and I've been seeing some pretty good results for the efforts I've been putting in. I mean, if you're better at content than me, if you have a lot more time than me, and you use these kinds of tips and tricks, then guess what? You're probably going to have a lot more success than I am right now. But once again, like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or you want to talk to me directly, reach out on Twitter, come to my Twitch streams, on YouTube streams if I'm also there. But you could also join the Discord. Links in the description below. But yeah, leave a comment below if you have any other specific questions. But until then, all right, it's been fun, everybody.